Look at that. Yeah, you're gonna want that in your life. Let me show you an easy recipe to make some delicious tacos, sous vide style with flank steak. I'm using a 3-pound flank steak here. You use these taco seasoning packets. It's about 1 packet per pound, so I'm using 3 because this is about 3 pounds. And spray this down with olive oil. That's just to get the powder to stick. And then you're just gonna dust probably about half of the packets that you have or whatever you're using. Just dust it on both sides of this flank steak and then pat it in real good with your hand. The great thing about this recipe is it doesn't take a lot of time to prep. It turns out delicious and super tender, and it really doesn't take a lot of ingredients either. This is what you want it to look like when you're done. Nice and powdered up and seasoned on both sides. Now you get your sous vide bag. You can use a Ziploc for this, but I'm using an actual vacuum seal bag. You're gonna wanna go in here with 1/4 cup to 1/2 cup of balsamic vinegar. This is a bit of the cheat code here. This balsamic vinegar adds a little bit of tang to the final meat, and it also acts as a tenderizer when it's marinating in this the entire time it cooks. You don't need a lot of extra moisture for this because this flank steak is going to render down all that fat when it's sous vide, and it's going to leave a nice amount of juice in the bag. Once you've got it bagged up, add the remainder of whatever seasoning you have left. I just dumped some on one side, some on the other. And then I'm gonna use my vacuum sealer to get all the air out of this bag and get it prepped to go into the bath. Get your sous vide set 160 degrees. It's gonna cook in here for 5 hours. Once your cook is over, pull out the steak and let it rest. Once it's cooled a bit, pull it out of the bag. Keep all those juices to pour into a pot. We're gonna add that in later. And slice your steak up into whatever size bites you want for your tacos. I did this in strips, and then I kind of cut it halfway down the flank steak as well, just because when I'm making these steak tacos, I like them kind of to be little strips rather than cubes. But if you like cubes in your tacos, go after it. Now this meat already tastes fantastic. What you do here is just add this back into the juices that came out of the sous vide bag. You're gonna bring this up to a simmer. This is not only gonna just embark more flavor into the meat itself, but it also thickens it up and turns it into a nice sauce for when you're building these tacos out. To take this up a notch, I like to fry up some soft corn taco shells, give them a little bit of a crisp, and I love that flavor. So I got these white corn tacos. I'm just gonna throw these in, get them a little bit crispy on each side. And while you're waiting for that, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. It really helps out my channel and I appreciate it. The process from here is just getting your taco shells ready. I made these. I also use hard shells for crunchy tacos, just regular store-bought ones, and some soft ones because my kids like the soft taco shells. I put these in the taco stand so that they will hold their shape after they cool. If you don't have one of these, you can also fold them over with a paper towel in between, and they'll still harden in the proper taco shape. Finally, it's time to make some tacos. Add a little bit of meat to each one of these, and then go with whatever toppings you prefer. I went with kind of traditional build out. I put some of the meat in, a little bit of chopped up lettuce, a little bit of chopped up white onion, and then just a little bit of chopped up tomato. Top this off with the queso sauce, a little bit of heat, and I love that flavor. And then it is time to eat. I guarantee you, if you try this, you're gonna add this to your rotation. The recipe's simple, the tacos turn out fantastic, and it's easy.